Hello everyone. Today we'll be crocheting this Imagine Square by Beyond Diaries. I chose these colors because fall is in the air, but you can create this using any colors of your choice. It's a textured flower design and the end results are just stunning. I used a size G hook and the measurements average 10.5 inches. Hi, I'm Minnie from This and That Minis. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started. To make this fall square, I have chosen these 3 shades of orange. We have a peach, medium orange, and a dark orange. And then this variegated that kind of goes with fall colors. I'm using a 4.5 crochet hook. If you don't have one, a G will work just fine. An H will make a larger square, of course. We'll start with the peach color and a magic ring. Chain 3, and that will count as our first double crochet in the ring, plus a chain 1. Double crochet in the ring, and chain 1. That is our repeat. We will continue to do that 4 more times with a total of 6 double crochets and a chain 1. And the last double crochet and chain 1. Close your magic ring and slip stitch into that top of your chain 3. And you should have a total of 6 double crochet chain 1s. Second round will be chain 3, and we'll create a popcorn stitch around that first double crochet of the last round, bringing your hook around. Create that first double crochet, and with your chain 3, that'll be 2. We'll need 2 more double crochets. And that's a total of 4 with that first chain 3. Pull up your loop, stick your pointer finger in there to hold it in place, and go back to the beginning of that chain 3, the third stitch of that chain 3, and insert your hook into both of those. Grab that loop and pull tight on your hook and slip stitch that closed. And that creates our first front post popcorn stitch. Chain 2. And in the next double crochet from the previous round, do another front post popcorn stitch. And we will do that in each of those stitches from the previous round. Front post popcorn stitch, chain 2. There's 4 double crochets. Pull up your loop, go back to the top of that first double crochet and create a slip stitch. Just finishing up that last popcorn stitch. chain 3 stitch that started our first popcorn stitch. And we'll place a slip stitch there. And you should have a total of 6 of those popcorns, making this little star here.
Pull that inner tail tight if need be.
We're going to cut our yarn here and change colors. Your next color will be your variegated. We will need to create a slip knot. And tying off your work here. Placing your hook between your 2 popcorn stitches into that top chain 2 space, not of the previous round, but into here. As there are 2 here, we're going to go into the top chain 2 space. And placing that yarn on your hook. That's how I do it with the slip stitch. Chain 5, which counts as our first double crochet in chain 2. Double crochet back into that same chain 2 space. Where we have created a V-stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the next chain 2 space on the other side of that first popcorn stitch. Chain 2 and double crochet back into that chain 2 space. And chain 1. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be finishing off in each of the chain 2 spaces with a V-stitch, chain 1, and I'll meet back up with you at the first V-stitch. And here we are at the end of the round. Last V-stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch into the 3rd stitch of that chain 3. And from here, we're going to change colors again. So cut your yarn. And next will be that medium colored orange. But tying off your work here. And you can weave all your ends in now or wait to the end. I think I'll weave mine in as we go. And we'll start with a slip stitch. And insert your hook into the middle of any V-stitch. And slip stitch that onto your work. We'll chain 6, 5, and 6. And that counts as a double crochet plus 3 chains. We'll double crochet into that same V-stitch. Chain 3 and double crochet back into that same V-stitch. We'll chain 3 double crochet into the middle of that next V-stitch. Chain 3, and that's our repeat. 3 double crochets in each V-stitch with a chain 3 in between each. I will meet you back at the beginning of this chain 6. Here we are coming up on that last chain 3 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of that first chain 6. We're going to change colors here. So cut off your yarn and get that dark orange color here. Start with a slip knot. Tie off your work. We're going to start this round in any of the chain 3 spaces before the V-stitches of the previous round. Just pushing back the yarn of the last row and finding that chain 3 space. Insert your hook and place that new color yarn on your work with a slip stitch. We'll chain 3, and then flipping that back up, we're going to place 5 double crochets in this first V-stitch of the previous round. So right into there, 5 double crochets. And 5, chain 2, and then we'll place a picot at the bottom of that chain 2. So right in these 2 loops here at the top of that 5th double crochet there, do a slip stitch. And then 5 double crochets in this next V-stitch. And 5. And that creates our first petal here. So finding this chain space between our double crochets of round 3 again, do a double crochet. And then 5 double crochets again in that first V-stitch of the next set of V-stitches. And that's our repeat. 5 double crochets in the first V-stitch, followed by a picot at the top of that 5th double crochet. 5 more double crochets in the second V-stitch. Double crochet in the chain space between the V-stitches of round 3. And then continue on. I will meet back up with you at the beginning of that first petal there. And here we are on that last petal. We're going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain of that first chain 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to change colors again, so cut your yarn here and pull your yarn through that loop, pulling it tight. And there's our first round of petals there. And for the next row, we're back to the medium color orange. We'll begin with a slip knot, a back post onto that first double crochet from round 4. We're going to do a back post slip stitch onto that first one. Little tricky there. There we go. From there we need to chain 5. And that counts as our first treble crochet plus chain 2. We're going to back post treble crochet in this middle double crochet here. So yarn over twice, back post it, and place a treble crochet. chain 2, and one more back post treble crochet in that same double crochet stitch from round 4. And that creates treble crochet V-stitch. Chain 2, and a back post treble crochet in that third double crochet from round 4. Chain 3, treble crochet in the first double crochet of the next round of 3 double crochets. So in the next petal, those 3 double crochets, we will back post treble crochet in that first one. Chain 2, back post treble crochet in that middle double crochet, chain 2, back post treble crochet in that same double crochet, chain 2, and a treble crochet in that last double crochet of that petal there. Chain 3, and that is our repeat, and I will meet back up with you when we're all finished. Okay, chain those last 3 stitches and place a slip stitch in the third chain of that first chain 3. We're going to change colors here. So cut your yarn and pull through. We'll be using this variegated color next, so begin with a slip knot. Place your yarn on your hook and begin in this chain 2 space before the V-stitch
Of the round before last.
So we'll do a slip stitch in this stitch here before that V-stitch. Chain 3, and single crochet in the V-stitch. Chain 2, and single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, and we'll do a treble crochet in this chain 3 space. Chain 2, and place another treble crochet in that same chain 3 space. chain 2, and the third treble crochet in that same space. Chain 2 and single crochet in the next. Chain 2 space before that V-stitch. Chain 2, single crochet in that V-stitch. Chain 2, single crochet in that next chain 2 space beside the V-stitch. Chain 2, and again a treble crochet in this chain 3 space. Chain 2, a treble in that same chain 3 space. Chain 2, and the last treble in that same space, and that's our repeat, and I will meet you back at the end of the round. Here we are on that last chain 2 and slip stitch into that single crochet of that first
Chain 3.
in the beginning of the round. We will be changing colors here, so cut your yarn and pull through your loop. Beginning the next round with the lightest color, make a slip knot. Now we're going to begin the 8th round by placing a slip stitch into this first chain 2 space before the trebles. After this set of trebles and before this set, you have these 3 single crochets. In the first one, place a slip stitch. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain space. Three double crochets in the beginning of these treble crochets here. So the chain 2
Space.
this space right in here. 3 double crochets in that chain space. Three double crochets in that next chain space. Chain 2, and here we'll create a picot. So at the bottom of this chain 2 here, place your hook through both those loops and slip stitch. And 3 double crochets in the next chain space. Three double crochets in that next chain space. and a single crochet in that next chain space. And we've created the next petal. Chain 3 and a single crochet in that next space. That is our repeat.
Continue on and
I'll meet back up with you when we're finished. And here we are coming up on the end of the round. Place a single crochet in this chain 2 space. We're going to cut our yarn here and move on to the medium color orange. Begin with a slip knot. Tie off your yarn here. We're going to begin in any of these 3 treble crochets from round 7. So we're going to start in the first treble crochet with a back post slip stitch. Just connecting that yarn there. And a chain 5. And that counts as our first treble crochet, chain 2. Back post single crochet in the middle treble from round 7. Chain 2. Treble crochet in that same stitch, and that'll create a V-stitch. Chain 2, treble crochet in that last treble crochet from round 7. Chain 2. In here we'll attach this petal from the first round of petals. And by doing that, place your hook in these 2 loops behind the picot. And single crochet in there. Chain 2. And repeat with a treble crochet in the first treble crochet from round 7. Back post treble crochet. Chain 2, back post treble crochet in the middle treble crochet from round 7. Chain 2, and creating that V-stitch, back post treble crochet in that same stitch. Chain 2, and back post treble crochet in that last treble crochet from round 7. Chain 2, and attach that next petal by placing your hook in those 2 loops behind the picot stitch of the petal, and single crochet. Chain 2, and that is our repeat all around. I will meet you back at the beginning of the round.